Our planning committee could think of no better global enabler for ROI than the RIM organization. For example, RIM technology today enables a broad array of third-party developers and manufacturers to enhance their products and services with wireless connectivity to the data. RIM's portfolio of award-winning products, services, and embedded technologies are used by thousands of organizations around the world. I can only imagine, 10 years ago, what we actually did before we actually had those. And of course, RIM Technologies enables many of us to be more productive. Many of us think probably too productive. I'm a proponent of giving everyone in the company one because we just moved them to a 24/7 workforce. The ubiquity of the BlackBerry devices in the corporate environment and the compulsive use of its ability to quickly send and receive emails has earned it a nickname most of us have heard of is what? Crackberry. See, I didn't come up with it. I just wanted to make sure you're okay with it. You might want to think of like FedEx. It used to be Federal Express. Interestingly enough, about 2 years ago on the weekend, I have a tendency to put my BlackBerry in the drawer in the bathroom. And I went to the restroom, closed the door, and I grabbed the BlackBerry as I walked in. It was a Sunday morning before we went to church. My wife came in looking for me because for some reason she thought I had taken too long in the restroom. She opened up the restroom door and try to picture this. I looked like a heroin addict. I really was sitting there like this, going, I know I'm not supposed to be on this right now. I'm supposed to be getting ready for church. Please don't be mad at me. So, we've all had that type of event with Crackberry. Today's keynote speaker guides this world's global leader, Jim Balsillie, has been instrumental in driving corporate strategy, business development, marketing, sales, and finance within RIM. He's a graduate of the University of Toronto and the Harvard Graduate School of Business. He also holds numerous honorary doctorate degrees. Prior to joining and investing in Research in Motion in 1992, Jim was the Executive Vice President and a member of the Board of Directors of Sutherland Schultz Limited in Kitchener, Ontario. Outside of RIM, Jim founded the Center for International Governance Innovation in 2002, a world-class global research institute focused on the restructuring of international governance. He also created a new Canadian International Council, CIC, of which he is the chair in 2007. Jim is a fellow of the Ontario Institute of Chartered Accountants. He's also the honorary chair of Petersborough YMCA Building New Memories campaign. And on March 2nd, 2007, the YMCA announced that the new facility they opened would forever be known as the Balsillie Family YMCA. Jim is also a noted athlete and passionate fitness advocate, participating in the men's long course triathlons. And in his free time, you get that? In his free time when he's not on his BlackBerry, he plays hockey. He could probably still use a BlackBerry, and golf at a competitive level. In addition to coaching his son's soccer team and basketball teams, again, as a coach myself, I would highly recommend you not be on the BlackBerry on the field during baseball in a game. It's quite dangerous, actually. We call it a BlackBerry file. I think Jim's legacy and his bio speaks well of him and his involvement in his community, as well as his background and intelligence in this organization. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Jim Balsillie.
Thank you very much, and it's a real pleasure and delight for me to be here today. And in the principle of fair disclosure, I will share my personal story with the BlackBerry at my home. When my daughter was a young girl, a little baby, the BlackBerry was banned by my wife to a table when I came home. And one night I was expecting some important emails, so I snuck my BlackBerry into my pocket and I went upstairs to read my then 8-year-old daughter bedtime stories. And a couple minutes later, my BlackBerry vibrated and my daughter yelled, "Mommy, Daddy just farted on my bed." And Heidi came running in and said, "Jim, that's so disgusting." And I said, I did not. And Rachel said, "He did too, Mommy. I felt it vibrate." So that is an entirely true story. Anyway, I'm delighted to be here with you today. And we have about 40 minutes, and I'm going to give 20 minutes on quick presentation, and then 20 minutes where we can do Q&A, where you can come up to the microphones. And we're piping live to Valdosta, is that correct? because our CIO, Robin, Robin, raise your hand. She was born and raised in Valdosta, and her dad was the local football coach for 30 years. So we salute the people of Valdosta this morning. And actually, we're big fans of the Atlanta technology community and region, and we're currently investing. We're completing a $300 million project that we've invested in this community. So we're big fans of the capacity and the skills and so on. And so for me, I'm going to really just go through. You can keep the slides up, please. So I'm really going to go through really a lot of use cases and mobility. So my goal is really to stimulate you on thinking of how mobility can be used and how it can be used in your business. And it really, so much of this, and what was exciting about these awards this morning is they're really showing how people not only innovate technology, but how they implement it to really transform their business. And so, mobility is really much more about process transformation. And when you think about when we first came with the Blackberry, we took a session pull application, which was email, and we made it sessionless push. And it really took a couple orders of magnitude out of the collaboration cycle of communications just by that alerting, that contextualization, and that personalization. It really, really wasn't about processor speed or screen size or form factor or download speeds. It was really about process re-engineering. And so I think, what I'm really going to do in the time I have here is really talk to you about how you can think about re-engineering processes overtly or by stealth. And it's very exciting because a lot of these cases, are really being implemented by local organizations, some of which were in these awards today. And I'm going to try and link some of them in. And so, next slide. Thank you. And so really just a quick background on RIM. We're in about 170 countries, which we've grown from a couple in the last 10 years. We've grown internal organic about 180,000% in the last 13 years. And we have a couple 100,000 application developers and a couple thousand application partners. And our market share of smartphones is just over 50% in the U.S. And, Fortune ranked us the world's fastest growing company in their annual thing that they do every year.